the course of the program as well. But fellas, Jay, I want to start with you being the hardcore Giants fan. So I turned on the game last night. I'm thinking about you because I'm like, look at the Giants. They got the old school look. They're going back to the 80s, right? They got the white pants. They got the Giants across the helmet instead of the NY. They got the red stripe. They look like the old school Giants. But alas,
they didn't have old school Giant players.
No, it was a same old result. Tampa improves to 6-2, their best 8-game start since Keyshawn and the Bucs won the Super Bowl. So you got something in common there. Ooh. They're playing well. It ended well for Keyshawn that year. We'll see how it ends for the Bucs. But guys, everybody's talking about the penalty flag that was picked up. What do you think?
I don't think it was a PI. So I agree with them that they got the call right. But why throw the flag in the first place? Why throw the flag in the first place? It was a hell of a drive by Daniel Jones. He gets all the way down. They score an incredible touchdown. And then you go for the 2-point conversion. The ref throws the flag. They go back to review it. And then they come out. They overturn it. But there's no explanation to explain to me why they overturned it. Why throw the flag in the first place?
Well, we could dive into it a lot of different ways. It was pass interference. But you're not going to get – first of all, you're not getting the call because you're Daniel Jones, you're the Giants. And you're not very good. So they're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If the ball was slightly thrown behind the receiver, so therefore they're not going to get the flag, even though it was pass interference. He ran into him, so he enabled him to be able to turn around to catch the football. It was thrown behind him. If he puts the ball in front of him, they walk into the end zone. The referee should have explained why, saying, hey, the defensive back closed in on the receiver, but because the ball hit the defensive back's arm, then therefore there's no pass interference. He's allowed to try and catch the football as well. All he had to do was turn his head. If he turns his head, this conversation, we're not even having a conversation, but the fact that he didn't turn his head, he just continued to drive into the receiver. If the ball doesn't touch the arm of the defender, then it's a pass interference, clearly. If the ball somehow gets in front of the receiver and he runs into him, it's pass interference. But because it hit him on the backside and it was slightly thrown behind, they're not going to call that. And on top of that, the Giants aren't good. You know how that goes. You get the benefit of the doubt when you're good.
But the ball was thrown late. I mean, the ball was thrown absolutely a second and a half late. If you throw that earlier, that's a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's a 2-point conversion for sure. But Daniel Jones threw the ball late. There's no question about it.
Here's the bigger issue for me, and I know we'll discuss pass interference, whether the flag was thrown or not. But I'm not going to put this on Joe Judge because the defense held up the entire game. I'm not going to put this on Jason Garrett from an offensive play calling perspective because I think he did a hell of a job mixing it up. The O-line actually held up. This loss goes on number 8. It goes on number 8. It goes on Daniel Jones. Just 2 bad picks that he threw throughout this game, and now at the halfway point, he has 9 interceptions at the halfway point. He had 12 last year. He has 9 now. 9.
Yeah, he certainly is not living up to the billing of the next Eli Manning and coming. He's not doing that for sure. When you look at it, though, he threw the 2 picks, like you said, ill-advised. I don't know who the hell he was throwing the football to. Panic.
On both.
He looks panicked and scared to me when he's out there. So when he sees color, it gets all frantic. Instead of just calm, relax, the pockets are set there for you, step up and throw the ball. He had 1 or 2 good throws in the game. He missed Shepard wide open running down the left sideline. I mean, if he dropped, was it Shepard or was it Slayton? It was one of the receivers.
It was one of them on the left sideline.
On the left sideline. He drops that thing in the breadbasket. He's still running to Philadelphia. I mean, it's just, when you look at it, for a guy to be drafted as high as he was and praised by Dave Gettleman as if he was the second coming, he just didn't play sharp the entire game, and that's one of the reasons the Giants lost the football game. He made some nice throws here and there when he had the time, when he wasn't under somewhat duress. It's just, we talk about Sam Darnold, getting rid of Sam Darnold like it's going crazy. But what are the Giants going to do if there's a quarterback that's sitting there? What are they going to do?
They're sitting there at 1-7. They could have the possibility of drafting somebody high. So the question is, Daniel Jones' future. From these 2 guys, they've got their opinions. The only opinion that right now seems to matter on the future of Daniel Jones is Joe Judge. Let's hear from him after the game on his thoughts on that.
Daniel's our quarterback. What we have to do is just make sure we keep improving everything around him and that we coach every player the same way. I told Daniel on both times the play happened tonight. I just told him to be patient with it, stay committed to it. We're going to need you down the stretch. We need you to make plays. And obviously in that final drive, he made a lot of big plays for us. So you just got to keep moving on. Things happen in games. We're not going to go ahead and tolerate everyone on the team, having a one-off type of deal. And I can't have, one-offs as coaching staffs. We've all got to hold ourselves accountable and the man next to us accountable. But Daniel's our quarterback. Clearly put.
Again, sorry, Joe. Again, the Giants are 1-7. Daniel Jones was chosen with the 6th overall pick in his draft, leading us to this particular question, this coming NFL draft in 2021 on the Dr. Pepper call-in line, 888-SAY-ESPN, or you can hit us up at Key J and Z. If you're standing in a long line this morning waiting to vote, just take out the phone. We'll help you buy a few minutes. Who would you draft number 1? Simply put, Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence. Mel Kiper Jr., draft expert, here later this morning to weigh in with his thoughts.
I was going to say Joe Judge missed 2 words in that sentence. He's our quarterback. 2 words he missed, for now. For now, if you keep going on this trend, if you keep dancing in the pocket under duress, multiple times Shaq Barrett was able to get to him. Throw the ball out of bounds, Key. Right? Throw the ball out of bounds.
I don't know anything.
You know nothing.
He should have threw the ball in the 3rd row. He lived to see another down. If it's not there, don't try to be a hero. And I think for whatever reason, his turnover rate is alarming since leaving Duke. And it's alarming, whether it's fumbling, throwing ill-advised interceptions. I don't know what he's seeing that makes him think that it's okay to do that.
One thing I would say Arians after the game did say, and I think this may be just a shot of truth serum, Bruce Arians has never been accused of being held back by anything. He essentially said, you know what, their young quarterback, he's just trying to do too much. And that was from Bruce Arians. That was not from Joe Judge.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's trying to do too much and just not really understanding how to play the position quite yet. I know he came high praise from a guy in Dave Cutcliffe. I always like to laugh at that because he coached Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Now Daniel Jones is the next in line. It's sometimes you lose your fastball,
Yeah,
well, look, I got a home in Durham. I've seen Peyton down there. I've seen Eli down there. I heard them rave about Daniel Jones, obviously watching Duke games. And I don't want to commit a Duke on Duke crime, but I feel like I'm trending in that direction. And I got to tell you,
man.
Every Saturday when I watch Ohio State games and I watch Justin Fields, the way he's been playing, I'm starting to think about it. I'm starting to look at David Gettleman. I'm starting to say, Louis Riddick, what are you doing? Get out of the booth. Come to New York. Let's make some of the right changes internally. Let's get Saquon Barkley back. Let's start trending in the right direction.
Let's quickly clean up what Key said there. Peyton Manning, offensive coordinator at Tennessee, David Cutcliffe, head coach for Eli Manning at Ole Miss, David Cutcliffe, head coach at Duke for Daniel Jones, David Cutcliffe. By the way, to bolster both of you guys, 9th straight game of the turnover for Daniel Jones, longest active streak in the NFL, 13 turnovers in 8 games. Stats incredible, brought to you by My Computer Career, training for a better life. Last word on Gettleman, drafted Saquon number 2. If that doesn't work out, drafted Daniel Jones number 6. If that doesn't work out, and I know you guys hate using this word, but the New York media is all over their
Bust.
4th overall pick, Andrew Thomas, calling him an absolute bust less than a half year in to his NFL career, and he's supposed to be protecting Eli Manning. I know you guys hate those words, but if a GM whiffs on 3 top 10 picks, all on offense in an offensively driven league, what in the world do you really want? Be a part of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin Nation on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed, ESPN Nation presented by Dr. Pepper. It's official. College football's back, and so is your favorite Dr. Pepper-loving college football town, Fansville. Head to a store near you to treat your inner college football fan to an ice-cold 20-ounce Dr. Pepper today. Still to come, are we giving TB too much credit because of what TB12 is doing and what TB12's old team is not? We'll explain after Jay has this.
Your day is busy enough, so come into Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with the Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline to help keep your engine running like new. Then, save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And finally, snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
They had to make the 2-point conversion, and Antoine